Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Saiyan here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 134. And I gotta say, man, I like I like what Oda did here with the cover story. And I usually don't start with the cover story, but in this case, I like it because it's a very subtle reach back for a character in Kaya that wanted to learn to be a doctor, and now she's a doctor's apprentice. And I told you guys a few chapters ago that I felt like Oda had recreated the scene where Usopp's mother was sick, and you had Usopp by the bed, and now Nami is sick, and obviously Nami's not gonna die, but you have that, and then you have the witch doctor. And it's just the progression because the witch doctor gets introduced in this chapter, and everything's just interconnected. I love that. I love that. That was a very subtle use of character right there. I know a lot of you guys have told me before, like, man, I didn't pay attention to this or this until you pointed this out. You know, I hope this is one of those cases because this is really clever. This is really admirable. I like this, and I just like how when you look at the cover story, Kaya, her face, she looks like she's a little nervous, but you can tell she's at peace. And then when you look at the old granny lady, she's scheming. And that brings me to my next point. I really feel like this old lady is going to be Nami when Nami is 140 years old. And just bear with me, because I know you're like, this is fucking crazy. Why are you saying this? Well, I'm going to kind of break it down now. The reason why I say this is she behaves a lot like Nami. And it's not so much with the quick temper, but Nami is all about her business. She's about her money. And she's not above scheming people. I mean, we saw that multiple times. Like, her first time she's introduced in the anime, she's robbing pirates. The first time I see her in the manga is when she's playing the trick on Luffy, and she's got the loot from Buggy's crew. And this old lady's like, I was gonna take 50%, but this little kid said, hey, I feel better, Granny, so I'll knock it down to 49. 1% Like, yo, like, I fuck with this old lady. She reminds me of Nami. I like that parallel right there. And I might be reading too much into it, but she's gonna be the person who cures Nami, and she's behaving like Nami. Like, I can see this. She has some very interesting healing methods, almost barbaric in a way, and yet she's very blunt, and that's Nami. That's Nami. Nami has a high pain threshold. It seems like these two are having a crash course. I'm loving this. This is really good. So that brings me to my third thing that I want to talk about in this chapter, which is Vivi. And I'm not gonna lie, Vivi impressed me, but she slipped up here, man. She slipped up. And I was very disappointed because she slips up twice. See right here. When the dude's talking, he's like, you know about Wapol, right? And she says, yes, I remember him clearly now. When I was a child, my father took me to meetings of kings, and I met him here. And she slips up because she says, oh, no. The first time I met him was now. And I'm like, oh my God, you need to go to Usopp School for Lying for a nice price of, what will be a nice price? 1,500 berries an hour. I can teach you how to lie. If you have goldfish poop, I can make a woman believe that it's the size of an island. If you believe that there are fairies, I can sell you a dream with fairies and pixie dust, and it's really just cardboard boxes and sand. Like, that's the type of shit Usopp can do. Usopp could make a man walk into the Federal Reserve and think that shit is, like, with the money and everything, and think that's the Monopoly warehouse, like, where they got the different build. Usopp could do that shit. Like that's why I like him. He's comedic, but at the same time, like, he's just a fucking liar. You have people who lie because it's convenient, and you have people who are just liars when they need to be. And Usopp, it's just a flat out liar, and there's nothing with it. Like, there's nothing else with it. Like, he doesn't hesitate when he's like, yeah, I know about this dude with a pool, man. I chased his ass off. It's like, no, you didn't. You got your fucking Peter Parker on. You were jumping all over the fucking ship. Like, I was expecting Usopp to have a fucking utility belt, because in some of the comic books, Peter Parker has a utility belt, and I was expecting, webbing and slingshots and like spider fluid. I was expecting all that shit, man. Like, why Usopp didn't have on a red and blue outfit is fucking beyond me, because he was channeling that shit. But this is the other thing with this chapter. You know, I wanted to try and frame it around these 3 points because it's so much character development. And the thing with Vivi is she's letting herself be known very, very easily. And the guy that she's speaking to, the guard, he knows right away that she's full of shit. Because look how upset she's getting. She said, how could a king do such a thing? And look at her eyes, man. Like the over exaggeration with her eyes. You can tell that this deeply offends her. And that's how you know she's going to be a really good leader. Because she cares about her people. But more importantly, the care is coming from the right place. And that guy's going to catch it. Because one of the things that with people that a lot of times if they've been around someone that treats them badly, when they get around somebody that's got a good spirit, most people, when they feel it, they gravitate towards it. And that's the thing. I think Vivi's exposing herself, and I don't think it's a bad idea because eventually she's going to need that when she gets to her home island because she has to unite those people. So I like that. And if that's where Oda's going with this, this was the perfect time because it's very cliche to have the destined ruler of a country, city, island, whatever, to be far away and go on the hero's journey back home. Like, it's cliche as fuck. So I like what Oda's doing in this case, where he's framing it in a way to where you don't pay attention to it because the stakes are so high with everything else. You've got Nami being carried by Luffy and Sanji in the wrong direction because the witch doctor is in the next town over. So it just, the stakes are just being raised each chapter. I love this. Very, very nice. The tension's being built. And speaking of Luffy, man, like, Luffy is that person you don't want to argue with. And it's not because he uses logic to break you down. It's because you have Luffy logic. And with Luffy logic, there's no winning. There's no winning. It's like it's like this. I was cracking a joke with one of my friends online. I was messaging my boy Chris. He's a huge Bleach fan, right? He's actually the guy that got me into Bleach. And I told him, I said, Ichigo, he's got everything inside of him, man. Every fucking power in the Bleach universe. I'm calling it, when he goes Bankai, he's transforming into Ichi-Jesus. Ichi-Jesus Kuro Christ. Like, that's going to be his Bankai. Yuhabak's going to kneel down in front of his ass because he's hacks. And that's the thing. Like, with Luffy, that's what Luffy logic is. Because you see Luffy and he's like, hey, Sanji, you know people that stay in the snow countries, they don't sleep. And Sanji's like, the fuck, that's not possible. People sleep. And Sanji's like, one of the guys had a bed by, he's like, oh, that's his deathbed. And it's like, Luffy, what the fuck? And you know he believes this shit. I don't think that he's trolling. If he was just trolling, like, that's why I like Happy and Fairy Tail. Happy just says shit just to get under your skin. Luffy actually believes this shit, and it's funny, but it's infuriating at the same time. And I'm smiling because I like this shit. But, like, one of the things that I really enjoyed right after that, Luffy talks to Sanji on his level. He's like, you know why women in the snow countries have such white and smooth skin? And Sanji is like, oh shit, it's gotta be because of the snow, right? The snow just melts into their body. And Luffy says, okay, you're really dumb. And that shit was classic because Sanji says, wait a second, are you calling me stupid? And this is coming from the same guy that told Sanji, this is my police. And Sanji's like, you mean policy. This is great. And it really reminds me of Son Goku in Dragon Ball. And the reason why I'm saying that is this. The dubs make Goku seem very more well-spoken than he is. And use all these phrases, I am the hope of the universe. And all things that cry. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Goku is a straight country bumpkin. Like, he's country to a T. Like the way Luffy was running around in the snow without without socks. Goku would have did that shit without shoes and think nothing of it. Oh, I stepped on some glass. Whatever. Like, that's the type of shit. And I like that because this is a nod towards that. I like that. And just on some other shit, like Luffy's clothing, the colors are similar to Goku's. Like, there's a little bit of red. He's got a little bit of orange on the hat. He's got the blue, the blue pants and all that. I mean, it's small stuff, and you know, you could probably say, oh well, you know, he needs more orange. No, I think that's why the red's there to make it a little different. I like that. I really enjoy that aspect of it. But they've got these rabbits that they run into, and Luffy thinks they're fucking polar bears, and that's okay because like when it was wintertime, I saw men. I'm not going. I'm not going. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I'm just gonna say that I've seen some things that look pretty close to fucking polar bears myself, so I can understand that shit. But like, it looks like they're getting ready to get into a fight with this next chapter with those two. But the old lady, oh man, so Kris Kringle, I understand it. Kris Kringle was fucking that bitch, and what was happening was she, when she's going on a joyride, she robs his ass clean. Sanji better watch out, because if Nami ever puts two and two together, she's gonna rob Sanji clean, and I could definitely see that part coming. Because like I said, the traction, it's one-sided as hell. It almost reminds me of the Joker and Harley Quinn, where it's a one-sided attraction, and the Joker's really using Harley. And I could see Nami doing that type of stuff with Sanji, man, which is actually sad because, you know, the guy is growing on me because of this chapter. But I said overall, this is a really entertaining chapter. I liked it a lot, man. But my chapter question is going to be this: what did you think about Nami being carried off to the wrong direction? I mean, they're going to the witch keeper or whatnot, but I'm not the witch keeper, the witch doctor, but they're going in the wrong direction. What were your thoughts when you found that out? And the second question I have for you guys is, what did you think about my point about Vivi being prepped to be the, you know, to unite her kingdom, and the way that Oda is going about this? What were your thoughts on that? But man, that's it for this review. As always, if you liked anything I had to say, hit that like button, subscribe, share. I'll greatly appreciate it. That's it. Thanks for watching Kryptonian Saiyan. Have an awesome day.